Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I wanted to do a fun video and something I was just randomly thinking about. Which classes are the best for certain life skills? And I made a little bit of a list. Ultimately, at the end of the day, does it really matter? No. But for all of you who are looking to min-max your life skilling, I just want to share some of them. And like, ultimately, everything is family-wide nowadays, so, like, it doesn't really matter, but I just figured, hey, this might be cool to talk about. So, as we all know, Shai is probably known as the best life skill in class. It's true, but for the other ones, there are actually minimal differences that I think are pretty interesting. So, if you're looking to get into Matchlock Hunting, I think Striker and Mystic are probably the best ones. Simply because they'll just do a little bit more damage. It's not really the skills that matter, but when you have classes with damage passives over here, generally, I believe it's affected by, like damage through matchlocks and everything. So, strikers have extra crit rate. Crit rate means you're doing more damage. And so, I think that's overall good. Mystic probably has something as well. We're going to go look at all of them together, and that's what I think. So if you're thinking about Matchlock Hunting, I have a video on how to get yourself from beginner 1 to like guru, and I think it would be pretty good. So Striker Mystic is probably one of the best ways. Next thing I want to talk about is sailing. As we all know, sailing in the ocean from Corsair is probably one of the ones that makes sense, right? Because Corsair is known for like ocean stuff, and they do give a passive that I believe it's boat speed, and ultimately, what does it come down to? It really comes down to how fast your gear is, how upgraded everything you have is, and like what kind of boat you have. But with that said, when you look at the passes over here, I believe there is something. Yeah, all big ship stats plus 1%. Underwater breathing. Underwater gathering is one of the worst things I've ever done in BDO. And I say that as a person who has like Guru 34 gathering. So like I really do not like underwater gathering. So anyway, for all big ship stats, 1%. I believe that is actually helpful. Like, you may think 1% doesn't really mean anything, but like if you consider how difficult it is to get boat gear plus 1%, it generally does make a difference. And by big ship stats, I believe what they mean is, if you look under here, is basically blue tier and higher. So frigate and sailboat, and of course all 4 of the carracks. And for all of you who are wondering, I did talk about this in another video, but basically if you were to pick a ship, which one would you get? Top 3 are good. The balance is probably the least desirable of the 4 of them, just because it's like everything else specializes in something else better. So to give you a quick TLDR, Volante is probably the fastest one. And like if you're trying to get from point A to B the fastest, Volante is the best. Obviously, if like another Carrack has plus 10 blue gear and your Volante has plus 10 green, the blue gear is probably gonna be faster. But assuming equal gear, Volante at the top end is just faster. Advanced is for a mix of bartering and like everything. It's just like it's what balance should be, but advanced is just better than balance in like every way. And then Valor is the high damage, so if you like doing sailing dailies, killing sea monsters and everything, it does the most damage. That's how it's supposed to be. But either way, you guys can look at all of these yourself and just like look at the yellow text and see, oh, what do you want? But yeah, everything is, they're pretty good. It doesn't matter which one you get. It's just the minimal upgrades is what matters at the high end. So ultimately, here's how I would pick the one you want. Do you like doing sailing dailies? Do you like just going fast? Do you like bartering and trading? Or ultimately, it's really just what color do you like the most? I really like the Valor one, and I think they all look nice, but then, you know, I kind of just like the Valor one. Which one, if you were going to buy a skin, which one do you like the most? That's about it. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is gathering and movement speed. Now, there is a difference. You're probably thinking either Shai or what else? I believe Musa and Mewa, if you're going to be going for speed, because Musa just can get from point A to B the fastest, and obviously gathering, that's the important part of it. But if you're going to also do sniper hunting, I believe Ranger is probably the best, because we're going to look at the passives for that as well. And then we'll look at the Shai afterwards. So we'll just talk about that. But I think a lot of people said that Ranger for sniper hunting, not Matchlock, is the best, just because of what it does, like range in general. So we're going to look at this one. Movement speed and, you know, I guess stamina. So if you've never done sniper hunting before, let me show you what it is. I'm actually in the process of making a video for sniper hunting. I just wanted to practice it a little bit more so I can give people accurate information before doing anything. But sniper hunting requires a lot of movement, or if you're just learning it, chances are you're going to miss a lot of them. And so basically, here's sniper hunting and comparing it to like everything else. So it's a little bit different from Matchlock hunting. You use a rifle instead of a matchlock, and let me just show you what it looks like. So let's say we're in the area. So for thingy over here, if you want to look for sniper hunting, it's just over here. It landed a morning light. Let's look for this one by Mugi and Sangoon. So the idea of sniper hunting, you want to get, if you've ever played an FPS game in general, you know, headshots, criticals do more damage. So in theory, you want to just find something and then hold it until it goes green and then pop it for perfect. And then you line up the reload. I just missed it, but like hold it, turns green. And then if you miss it, but then the part that gets important is like the speed of everything. So you know how we talked about it on Ranger? The idea is movement speed is very important, especially for the faster enemies that charge you. And so like you want to be able to move and dodge very well, because some of the things actually do quite a bit of damage. And I may not have the best gear, and I'll talk about that in another video, but Lifeskill gear versus, you know, damage and everything. But it's all about like how much damage and how much of a critical you can do. So sniper hunting is actually low-key really good. It's just a lot of people don't like doing it, and it does require a bit of an investment. So like buying the +10 and then the hunter's clothes and everything. And then the last thing we wanted to talk about is the Shai. Shai is universally the best life skiller just because it has the most passives and, you know, everything. It was built to be a life skilling class, even though it does literally everything really well. But we're going to look at the passives just to show you guys what it's all about. Okay, so Shai. Gathering XP, 1%. Combat XP when gathering, more. And then increases the weight limit. That, you know, whether you're a free-to-play or not, just weight limit up, always good. Alchemy. Alchemy is actually very time-consuming, because as we all know with cooking, you could do mass cooking and then just power level your cooking super easily. Alchemy does not have that. So if you're planning on, you know, trying to go for a guru or anything above that, you should probably be doing it on your Shai now that everything is family-wide. It just, you know, 1% is 1%. So it's good nowadays. But before, people were actually min-maxing it. So yeah, just all the passives over here. It's probably important to get weight up for your Shai just because it is life skilling and everything. But Shai, I get it. Like, so you either like the class or you don't, but it is really good at just everything. PvP, high-end PvE, you want a Shai for, you know, straight buffs and everything. and life skilling for alchemy and gathering, always good, and just, you know, more weight for all the people who don't spend everything. So yeah, overall, Shai is a very good class, probably one of the best for overall gathering. Does it really matter at the end of the day? Very marginally. And also one thing, I believe next week I'm gonna try to get the primordial soul. This is the one where it takes like 10,000 Capra stones, and I'm actually, let's see, where is it? It's kind of off topic a little bit. Yeah, so you know how you get the 100 embers? Next week, I'm going to get my 100 from the bosses, and that's what you need to upgrade your soul even further, and then another like 30 billion to get it. So for all of you who are looking for Dekia Olins 2, I'm probably going to start tagging my Shai after I get the final upgrade of it, and I think that'll be fun. So I'm already low-key, like, on the side, just learning how to play Shai. It's not really that hard, actually. Just like 7 buttons you have to memorize, very easy. And yeah, so that's one thing on the list of things, learning how to play a support Shai, and so I can do Olins and everything. But with that said, those are the 5 different classes I would recommend for various life skilling. And realistically, at the end of the day, just play the character you like. But if you want that extra like 1% better, those are the tips I would give. But that said, I'm out for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you come back, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.